They say we will not make it. They say we will just fade away, continue the long, slow death of small towns, disappear from the map. And they might be right. Maybe we will stand by, waiting for our Wonder Woman, for a magic wizard to come save us. They're not coming. Maybe our town will become the next empty street collapsing to the wind of the prairies. Because maybe we will keep allowing obsolete ideas to drive our economic development. Maybe we will keep being the knowers and the experts in our communities and keep pushing people to the edges without a voice. Maybe we will keep turning people away who don't fit the rural family in our imagination. Maybe we will never change our leading question to, how are we improving lives? But what do you say? Will you stay stuck? Will you waste this moment? No way. You responded to the call. You showed up to this invitation for shapers of a different kind of rural, to gather, to connect, to inspire each other, to let go of the old ideas that are holding us back and make something better. Because we choose to thrive out here. Because this, right here, this is our time. No matter your age, your language, your background, your history, we have the power to thrive if we do it together. To challenge the biases and blinding worldviews, to define our success by how we grow stronger, not bigger. Because the only way to thriving rural communities is thriving rural people. We are the shapers of that new rural, you and me. Welcome to what's next. Welcome to what's now. Welcome to RuralX.
Ladies and gentlemen, please get on your feet if you are able. And welcome to the stage our favorite expert worm farmer and fearless leader. Let's welcome to the stage President of Dakota Resources, Mr. Joe Bartmann.
Well, hi there. I'm so happy to see you. I didn't know somebody told Chris about my worms. Thank you for coming to another sold-out RuralX. I know as you look around this room, it's very large. This seats 500. We keep RuralX as a small group on purpose because that's how we really get things done. So our theme today is connect and inspire. I have no doubt at all that we'll be doing lots of inspiring of each other the next couple of days. So I want to make sure that we take a moment right now to connect with each other. So if you're able, would you just stand up for a moment, look around, and connect with a few people who are within your reach. My challenge is for you to connect with at least 2 more people. Hey, thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you for that. My favorite part about RuralX is that it's always impossible to get you to stop talking to each other. That's a pretty awesome thing. Thank you. So last year, down the street a ways at Dakota Wesleyan University, instead of Wesleyan Church, I challenged the crowd that was there to face the brutal facts in rural communities. about the places we live and the places we love. I challenge them to admit that the rural we once knew is never coming back. It's gone for good, and that's a good thing for a lot of people. Because we, you and me, we are the shapers of a new kind of rural. I claim that right now is our moment to be bold together, right now, in the rural places where we live, to put our energy into making our communities thrive instead of growing. Now, I've been traveling around South Dakota, and I've been traveling around the country even to rural places over the last year. This thriving thing kind of caught some wind in its sail, and I'm excited about that. And I think that all these things that I shared with you last year, if you were there, are still very real for us. So today, I'm here to provoke you again in some new ways. But first, I want to thank and honor the Mitchell Wesleyan Church community for offering up this beautiful space. If you haven't had a chance to explore the whole building, it will take you most of the rest of the day. It's huge. It's also beautiful. They have amazing technology, so Chris and his guys were really excited with our selection here. But I want to thank them. They've been just wonderful hosts for us. They've provided everything that we've needed so far and have promised to take care of us the rest of the way. So thank you to the Mitchell Wesleyan Church and staff. And in an expression of gratitude and solidarity, we acknowledge that we gather here today on the colonized territory of the Ihanktawan people, also known as the Yankton Sioux, as well as other peoples of the Oceti-Sakowin, or 7 council fires of the Dakota, Lakota, and Nakota peoples, the people who have always known how to thrive in this rural land. So why come here? What is this thing, RuralX? Why do we gather? Now it's my time to provoke you a little bit again, okay? I'll tell you why we're not here. We have not come here to be heroes. Raise your hand if you feel like sometimes you're expected to be a hero in your community. Come on, let's see it. Even if you don't want to admit it, right? So here at RuralX, instead of following our heroic urges of standing up and saying, I know what to do, just listen to me, we ask how we might radically change who we support and how we support them. We remind each other that rural shapers are conveners, connectors, capacity builders, influencers. And we believe our communities are filled with people who really want to be there, who have ideas that they want to give life to, things they care about and want to work on. And so we explore how we can empower them. We've not come here to RuralX to reinforce the same old stories, the ideas that have been holding us back in our rural communities and our economic development work. It's not really that hard to see what needs changing. It's actually way harder to see our own handprints on those problems and admit that we are the problem. So here we explore how the stories we keep telling ourselves and the assumptions we keep making about our communities and the people in them are the things that are leading to our own demise. We acknowledge the population prejudice that keeps people away, even when we say we have open arms. The data shows that more people want to move to rural communities than have in generations. And it's those old stories we keep telling ourselves, that we keep living, that are actively keeping people out and keeping people on the edges. We've also not come here to explore our hunger for growth, that more, no matter what. Here, instead, we ask each other how we are thriving in the rural places we live and love. Because at the end of the day, what really matters is how we can improve lives in communities. We're not afraid to ask each other here Who's it for? Whose life gets better? Because we, you and me, all of us, in this room and the people who are still out in the hallway and the people who will be showing up later, we're the community shapers. That means we're connecting, inspiring, empowering local people where we live. It means we're leading with questions way more than with the answers. And we're scaling our insights and our ideas across rural to each other. That's what Rural Shapers do here at RuralX. So, how might we do that together? We have a day and a half to explore our rural shaping. How does this all work? Well, we have an absolutely amazing lineup of speakers. I'm so excited, and I've been so excited. If any of you follow me on Twitter and Instagram and whatever else, you've seen that I have hardly been able to contain myself the last few weeks thinking about the people that are coming. And the best part is they're very ready for you. I just talked to most of them in the green room next door. They're excited to be here. And don't tell them, but they're not the reason we put RuralX on. They're not the stars of the show. You are. And that's my favorite part about this event. We're going to be moving around a lot with each other. We're going to be exploring this big building and our beautiful schedule with an emphasis on the full. But my favorite thing is that you are the show here. It's about you, your stories, your questions, your experiences, your ideas. Oops. So, the way to make this work for you is to ask for what you need, to offer what you can. There are people around, you've probably seen them wearing some bright orange polo shirts. There's a few up here in the front. They were a little mad at me that I didn't wear mine today, but I want you to know I have orange socks on, so I think I hit the dress code. People in orange shirts are the RuralX ambassadors. They're here to help you. So they can be the first ones you ask, but really rely on each other. That rule kind of follows us around in everything that we do at Dakota Resources. And speaking of Dakota Resources, I have the privilege of being part of an amazing team there, and this event is not about a big commercial for our little organization. But as you're walking around the next couple of days, if you see people with these little orange dot pins, those are people who are either on our staff team or on our board of directors. So if you are curious about what we do and how we might be able to help you, they're the people to ask, okay? And then, now that I've pulled this slide up a couple times on accident, it is no accident that I want to take a moment to give a special thank you to all the organizations and companies who have invested in you and believe that you are worth investing in so that we can gather together for a couple of days in a venue like this with experiences like these. Bush Foundation is our biggest sponsor of this event, so we're going to call this the Bush Foundation stage for the next 2 days. The folks at Mitchell Wesleyan Church don't mind that we've renamed all the rooms around this place, so you'll see that the rooms are actually named after most of our sponsors. We'll be able to introduce you to them along the way. We'll tell you about the kinds of things they're doing, like making our graphic harvest possible over here. You'll see my colleague Jamie Horter working away throughout the next couple of days. Her work will be on display out in the lobby after each keynote. We have a lot of other twists and turns for you over the next day and a half. I'm not going to tell you about all of them now because I want you to discover them. We'll clue you in along the way. There are ways for you to keep up to date, to find out what's going on, what's changing. If you sign up for our texts, you can look at our website, ruralx.org. It's going to be up to date on the schedule. And there are boards all over this place with the full details of the agenda. Other people are going to give you all the details on that stuff as we move along, okay? So, as I send you on your way today, Oh, one more thing, I'm sorry, I almost forgot about. There's a vehicle parked out front of the church you might have seen. Looks like some cross between an ice cream truck and an old delivery truck. Her name is Pearl. Pearl, the maker truck, is parked out front. We are happy at Dakota Resources to have the opportunity to sponsor Pearl this year as she makes her way around to rural communities. And if you want to go out there and make some stuff, get out there during the breaks, or I think our friend Hugh Weber, who's manning Pearl, will be out there after we close for a little while tonight as well. You can make all sorts of interesting things. And so, now, I want to send you on your way to experience what's possible with something one of my favorite writers, Seth Godin, says. This moment, the one we have right now, is the chance of a lifetime. I am not interested in wasting it. Are you? Let's make each other better leaders today, stronger shapers of this new rural. Thank you and enjoy.